crime, all of the problems to the African Americans, who I employ so many people, to the Hispanics, tremendous people. What the hell do you have to lose? Give me a chance. I'll straighten it out. You're living in poverty. Your schools are no good. You have no jobs. 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
Well, a hell of a whole lot, Donald Trump. Now, Gen 4, a survey of young adults by the Black Youth Project at the University of Chicago, shows many millennials still don't think he'll serve the interests of the black community. According to the extensive survey, only 21% of whites think black people's lives will improve during a Trump presidency. Asian Americans, 14%, Latinos, 9%, only 7% of blacks polled think their lives will improve with Trump at the helm. Adversely, the survey revealed higher numbers for Trump's positive effects on the lives of white people. 67% of Latinos said white people's lives will improve with Trump. Asians came in at 62%. Blacks are right behind at 59%. But 45% of whites polled think their lives will be better with Trump as president. Joining me on FaceTime to talk about this is David J. Knight of the Black Youth Project Gen 4 research team. David, it's interesting looking at this because I remember the Joint Centers study which showed that among African Americans, black millennials had the lowest number when it came to who was going to vote in the election. And so, talk about that, this belief that Trump won't help black folks.
Yeah, well, this survey suggests that young black people and millennials of color from different races and ethnic groups believe that under a Trump presidency, the lives of people of color in general will be worse off, that the lives of women and poor people will be worse off, and that the lives of whites would be better off. So it does suggest that there is a real issue of race in this country. And that's what the survey also mentions. Young people from different racial groups believe that the single biggest issue that is dividing this country is race, not ideology, not partisanship, but race.
And when you talk, only you see whites, 45% think it's going to be better. You also dealt with racial tension throughout America. The poll numbers show 57% of blacks and Latinos believe President Barack Obama united the country. Asian Americans at 46%. Only 26% of whites polled thought so.
Yeah, there is a real divide between how young people are evaluating Barack Obama. And you really see that, for young people of color, Asian Americans, Latinos, and African Americans, Obama receives very high ratings for his overall performance and for his character, while among white youth, there's a lot of lower valuations about his performance on issues including criminal justice, immigration, and healthcare, his most liberal policies, you could say, his policies that have sometimes been, for some of them, the most wide-reaching. So that suggests, again, that there is a real, that race does, in fact, influence how we think about these issues.
Robert Muhammad, 72% Latino survey think Trump will divide the country. 70% of blacks say that. 66% of Asians. Only 52% of whites say he'll divide America.
Well, we're going to take this issue up at our Saviors Day convention in Detroit, February 17th through the 19th. So go to the Final Call newspaper to get more information. But the theme is the ultimate challenge, the survival of the black nation. And we've really got to look at everything and set up the infrastructure. When you had Minister Farrakhan on this program, you talked about the ministries. This is the greatest generation we've ever given birth to. I don't care whether they got grills in their mouth, tattoos over their body. This is the greatest generation. They're fearless, they're wise, they're smart, and they're attached to the whole world through technology. And so we've got to look out for them and fight for them.
Scott.
But why don't they vote? How do we get them to vote and be vested in this political and economic structure that come with those numbers right there? That's our greatest challenge. That's the greatest challenge of the Women's March also.
David, I want to
local and national level.
Can you answer that real quick, please? Your thoughts on that?
In terms of how do you get young Black people to vote, I think that there's a lot of issues at play when it comes to how does one participate in the political process. We see that a number of young people who may not believe that voting is a worthwhile way of participating, are engaged in a lot of other forms of political involvement, including, for example, protest activism, but also blogging, writing.
Gotcha.
I think that we need to understand, first of all, the ways in which young people are challenged when it comes to voting. We've seen how in different states there have been all sorts of laws that have been passed that have really challenged the extent to which young people can register or feel like they are wanted at the polls. So I think that there are a lot of structural issues.
All right, we certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Real quick, where can folks get see the full poll?
Oh, you can go to genforwardsurvey.com online, and you can get the poll, the survey. You can get the top line, get all sorts of information.
I appreciate it.
Kickstart your day at 7 and get the news you need from the perspective you want. NewsOne Now with Roland Martin, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.